He's still down here. And I turned around and I said, who's still here? And she said, the doctor's still here. And I was like, what are you talking about? So now my head's starting to spin. Now there's something in my basement, and there's something in my attic. I was really scared.
I never believed in psychics, and I pretty much thought it was
My name is Marlena. I'm a salesperson at the candle shop. I love my job, but something is wrong here. It was very, very scary. Like, I got this feeling that someone is with me, watching me, walking behind me. I thought that, maybe it's just me.
I was like, yeah, right, you're just making this up. I'm always the one who's not afraid of anything. It was dark out, it was winter, and I had to close up and I was by myself, and somebody left the light on in the basement. So I had to go downstairs in the basement to shut the lights off, and I definitely kept hearing things. Felt like there was things there. I heard noises like maybe people walking or moving things. I could not wait to get the lights off and get the heck back upstairs and get out of that basement.
That makes me feel better because I'm not the only one who's hearing stuff. I'm not crazy. It's not my head. It's just that's real thing.
Jim's reaction was kind of funny.
in my mind, it was not a big deal.
He really didn't believe.
I just thought it was just maybe an animal, small animal, a mouse or something.
Me and Jim used to go buy stuff all the time for the store. His taste and my taste are completely different. Jim bought me these candle holders that were just disgusting. They're this ugly green color. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna put these candle holders up on this mantle because they're hideous. They just weren't something that was gonna sell. So I got the ladder, started to go up the steps, and I heard like this noise, like a thumping noise. It sounded like animals running real low to the ground. I couldn't see them because of the dust. It was like a herd. I've been scared before, but nothing ever like in this depth. It wasn't like a squirrel. It was a bigger animal. It sounded like animals running real low to the ground. It was like a herd. It sounded like monkeys. I got really scared and I jumped off the ladder. Didn't even come down the steps. I jumped from the top to the bottom and I ran out to the car. I hit the lock button. I call Sherry, she answers the phone, and I said, listen, someone needs to come here right now. And I get scared, but that was the scariest I ever was.
Nobody's that good of an actor. So she definitely had an experience.
I drove up from my office to find out what was going on here. She wouldn't get out of the car. She couldn't even lock the building up. And I walked through the building and I didn't see anything. Something put the fear of God in her. Since this experience, Linda will not come in the building by herself.
I was not going back in there. And it like devastated me because I put all my hard work into the building. I always wanted to have the biggest and the nicest candle shop. Now I can't go in my own store. I started to wonder, about the history of this building. The owner previous to me had a book called Spirit of Swiftwater. I said, hey, I see the author's name and it says he's from Swiftwater. So we made an appointment. I called him and we talked. He told me that a Dr. William Redwood Fisher had owned the house. He said that Dr. Fisher used to experiment on monkeys downstairs.
Dr. Fisher was using a guillotine to cut off the monkeys' heads.
When I started hearing the stories about killing of the monkeys in my store, it just was a very, very scary feeling.
Dr. Fisher was initially looking to bring the smallpox vaccine to more people. At the turn of the century, it was very common to experiment on monkeys, hamsters, other animals. But what Dr. Fisher did, even in 1901, was a practice that people would find abhorrent. He had vivid memories of his father dying of yellow fever, and he was looking for a vaccine to prevent others from suffering the same fate as his father. Dr. Fisher's daughter loved some of the primates and kept at least one that we know of as a pet. The irony is that her father is doing away with many of these primates in the name of medical research.